السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين إنه هو خير ناصر ومعين. نحمده ونشكره ونستعينه ونتوكل عليه ونستغفره، ثم نصلي ونسلم على سيدنا ومولانا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا مولانا بالقاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد. ولعنة الله على أعدائهم ومخالفيهم ومنكري فضائلهم ومناقبهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد أوصيكم يا عباد الله ونفسي بتقوى الله. In the beginning, I advise first of all myself and you to taqwa and piety. لأن الله يحب المتقين, because indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves the pious people, those who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those who believe that Allah is keep watching us, keep looking at us and observing us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded several times in the Quran to observe, to have piety, to be among of the pious people, because when we fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this fearness guides us to do righteous deeds and at the same time keep us away from prohibited acts. So that's why taqwa is very important things in our life, because the taqwa is the key of the success in this world and the hereafter world. This is the taqwa, my dears. For example, how can taqwa, if I want to give example, that's how can taqwa make us to follow the righteous deed and follow the true path and keep us away from doing wrong things. If, for example, if you are driving and you see the police is in the highway or in the street, if you follow the speed limit, you don't have fear. You don't care that I am following the speed limits. I don't doing wrong things. But if a person who fears police, that the fearness makes that the driver that to follow the what? Speed limit. Because he knows if he passed the speed limit, the police what? Give him ticket or give her ticket. So that's why fearness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the same. If we believe that Allah keep watching us, keep looking at us, this makes us to do righteous deeds and keep ourselves from the bad deeds. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Nisa, ayah number 131, mentioned very important points, that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands or commanded all of the nation, different nations, even before us and us, to have taqwa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Surah Nisa number 131 says, وَلِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. all that is in the heavens and the earth belongs to Allah. Further, Allah continued and said, وَلَقَدْ وَصَّيْنَا الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَإِيَّاكُمْ أَنِ اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we had commanded those who received the book before you, and have commanded you to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It shows that how taqwa is important and the key of the success that Allah command in all of the different nations, even the before us. So it's taqwa not only for the Muslim nations, no, for all of the other nations, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded all of the nation to the taqwa. As Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam commanded us to the taqwa. Look at the similarity between the Quran and the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, that we read in Ziyarat al-Jama'at al-Kabira, which is one of the best and authentic ziyarat of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, that Allamah Majlisi, may Allah have mercy upon him, he said, I couldn't find any ziyarat more authentic than the Ziyarat al-Jama'ah. Ziyarat al-Jama'ah Kabira, which is mentioned by Imam Ali al-Hadi alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Which is the 15th of the Hijjah, is the anniversary of his birth, of our beloved 10th Imam. Imam alayhi salam in Ziyarat al-Jama'at describes the Ahlul Bayt, describes of the Imams. That's why it is the highly recommended when you go and visit any holy shrine of the Imam, it is highly recommended to read this Ziyarat al-Jama'ah Kabira, which is also recommended by our last Imam Sahib al-Asr wa al-Zaman, Ajjalallahu ta'ala farajahu al-Sharif. Imam alayhi salam, Imam Hadi alayhi salam, in the Ziyarat of Jama'ah Kabira, when described Ahlul Bayt and Imams of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, he described like this: وَوَصِيَّتُكُمُ التَّقْوَى. O Ahlul Bayt, O Imams, you are the one who, your wasiyat, your advice, whenever you want to give advice to any person, that advice was the taqwa, piety. Because taqwa is really key of the successful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says, أَنِ اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. Fear Allah, be pious, that may this piety guides you to what? To the success. تُفْلِحُونَ. Falah. Falah means success. So, this is how we can understand from the Quran and the saying of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam how taqwa is important in our daily life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us among of the true pious people and be among us among of the followers of the Imam al-Muttaqeen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. ببركة الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد محمد وعجل فرجهم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين نحمده ونشكره ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوكل عليه ثم نصلي ونسلم على سيدنا ومولانا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا مولانا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا اللهم صل على محمد ولعنة الله على أعدائهم ومخالفيهم ومنكري فضائلهم ومناقبهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين أما بعد فقد أوصيكم يا عباد الله ونفسي بتقوى الله. Again, I would like to advise first of all myself and you to the taqwa and the piety. لأن إنما يتقبل الله من المتقين, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts the good deeds only from muttaqeen and pious people. As you know, my dears, we are getting ready inshallah for the great event which is the exactly next Friday inshallah will be that event is the Eidullah al-Akbar, the greatest Eid, which is the Eid Ghadir Khum. On that day that our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam took the hands of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam and raised and said, Man kuntu mawlah fahadha aliyun mawlah. Whoever I am his mawla, now is Ali is his mawla and master. My dears, this event of the Ghadir is the day that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly in the Quran says, Al-yawm akmaltu lakum dinakum. Today is your religion completed. Wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati. My ni'mat, my sustenance is full for you. Wa raditu lakum. Here is the main point. Wa raditu lakum. Now I am happy with your religion. If you believe in the wilayat of the Amir al-Mu'mineen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with you. But without wilayat of the Amir al-Mu'mineen, your religion is not complete. Allah is not happy. The Islam without of the wilayat of the Amir al-Mu'mineen. Because my dear, why? Maybe ask why? Why Islam without Amir al-Mu'min, wilayat of the Amir al-Mu'min is not complete and Allah is not pleased with us? Because the true Islam is the through of the wilayat of Amir al-Mu'mineen. If we follow Amir al-Mu'mineen, if we accept his imamat, we are on the straight path, which is every single day we ask Allah in our daily prayer, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Oh Allah, keep us on the straight path. Amir al-Mu'mineen says, Ana as-sirat al-mustaqim. I am the straight path. Through me you can find the true Islam after Prophet. Because unfortunately after Prophet, others, they misguided. Their salat changed, their hajj changed, their fasting changed. Everything's changed after the Prophet. But the only sects that followed and true follow the Prophet is the followers of the Amir al-Mu'mineen. My dear, it is very interesting and surprising, and really we get shocked when we see in the Sahih Bukhari, one of the most authentic book based on the opinion of the others. He mentioned this hadith that after battlefield of the Jamal, Amir al-Mu'minin Salam, or during of the battlefield of the Jamal, Amir al-Mu'minin prayed namaz jama'at. When he prayed namaz jama'at, there are two brothers. They told to each other after Amir al-Mu'minin finishes salat, one of his brothers told the others that ذكرنا الرجل بصلاة رسول الله. Ali, remind us the namaz and the prayer of the Rasulullah. How? And it means that 25 years after the Prophet, the Muslim didn't pray as the way that the Prophet was praying namaz. He said, ذكرنا هذا الرجل بصلاة رسول الله. It is in Sahih Bukhari. He remind us that how Prophet was praying namaz. After 25 years, Amir al-Mu'minin remind them how to pray. So during of these 25 years, the Muslim, how they prayed namaz. That's why Prophet said, "Man kuntu mawla fahadha aliyun mawla." Because we, by following Amir al-Mu'minin, following the true Islam, true religion, my dears. That's why this Eid is very important Eid, my dears. Our beloved sixth Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam, according to the Eid of the Ghadir, said, "Huwa yawmu ibadah." Day of the Ghadir is the day of the worshipping Allah. Wa salatin, day of the salat and namaz. Wa shukran lillahi ta'ala. We have thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa hamdulillah, we have to praise Allah. Wa surur, day of happiness. لما من الله به عليكم من ولايتنا. You have to be thankful to Allah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you our wilayat. And it is very interesting that Imam alayhi salam said, وَإِنِّي أُحِبُّ لَكُمْ أَن تَصُومُوا. I would like you as the Shia fast on the day of the Ghadir. That's why it is highly recommended, my dear, to, inshallah, next Friday, take the fast, my dear. Very recommended. In the hadith, I saw that fasting of the day of the Ghadir is reward, is like the fasting the entire of the life. Entire of the life. One day, it's equal to the entire of the life. In another hadith, again, our beloved sixth Imam said, أَنَّهُ يَوْمُ عِيدٍ. Surely this day, 18 of the Dhul Hajjah, is the day of the festivity. وَفَرَحٍ وَسُرُورٍ, day of the joy and happiness. وَيَوْمُ صَوْمٍ, day of the fasting. Why? شُكْرًا لِلَّهِ تَعَالَى, to show our gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our beloved eighth Imam, Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida alayhi salam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. He narrated that, وَهُوَ يَوْمُ التَّهْنِئَةِ يُهَنِّئُ بَعْضُكُمْ بَعْضًا. This is a day of congratulations in which you should greet and congratulate one another. فإذا لقي المؤمن أخاه يقول, when one brother mu'min see other brother mu'min brother, يقول الحمد لله الذي جعلنا من المتمسكين بولاية مولانا أمير المؤمنين والأئمة. We should say, "Oh Allah, praise be to that you keep us among of those who have the wilayat of the Amir al-Mu'mineen. And Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida mentioned minimum act that you can do. What is the minimum act which is this so easy can do? Imam alayhi salam says, Allahu Akbar, huwa yawm tabassum fi wujuh nas. On the day of the Ghadir, you have a smile on the face of the others. Be happy, smile. Day of the smileness. Min ahl al-iman. My dears, to prove of the wilayat of the Amir al-Mu'mineen is very obvious. Very obvious. I am actually addressing my dear youth. That's how obviously prove for the others that Amir al-Mu'mineen is the true Khalifa after the Prophet, is the true successor of the Prophet. There is an alim and a scholar, and he is the mufassir of the Quran al-Kareem, very famous in Iran, by the name Ayatollah Sheikh Muhsin Qaraati. He is very famous. Around 40 years, every Tuesday evening, he has the program in the TV in Iran, has the tafsir of the Quran. His tafsir is a very unique tafsir, very unique tafsir. He mentioned that one day I went to the Pakistan to have a seminar and conference to give lecture. They told me the conference which we are going, it is in the university. University, one of the university, famous university in the Pakistan. I said, it's okay. He said, all of those who are participate and the audience are professors. Pakistanis professors. He said, it's okay. And they said they are non-Shia. They are Ahl Sunnat. He said, it's okay. And they informed him that they are Wahhabi. I said, oh, Wahhabi? Okay. He said, okay, let's go, inshallah. Tawakkaltu ala Allah. He went and he gave very good speech about the Quran al-Kareem, tafsir of the Quran. And Ayatollah Qaraati says, in the middle of the tafsir, in the middle of my speech, they were clapping for me. That's how they enjoy from my lecture. In the end, when I finished, they stood up and clapping for me, and one of them, who is the professor, said, you are the best. You did the best, but unfortunately. He said, what? Because unfortunately you are Shia. He said, unfortunately I am Shia. I said, okay. He said that, please take the time for me. All of you take the time. During of the 1 minute, I prove you why I am Shia. What is my source? Quran. No riwayat, no hadith, only Quran, which you believe in the Quran, and also I believe in the Quran. I can, during of the less than the minutes, I prove for you why I am Shia. And all of them, they took the watch and take the minutes and said, okay, we as the Shia, my dear youth, please pay attention. I hope you take the notes in your phone, and this is very, very nice and logic based of the Quran, how to can prove the successoring of the Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. Why we are Shia, my dears? Why? Because we have base of the Quran al-Kareem, based on the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, okay, let us start. We as the Shia, we took our fiqh from Ahlul Bayt. Who are the Ahlul Bayt? Ahlul Bayt are those who Allah said, إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. Allah only wishes to remove uncleanness from you, O Ahlul Bayt, O members of the Prophet's household, and to purify you completely. Purify you completely. So, we are taking our salat, our saum, our hajj, our khums, our zakat from those people who are pure, who are ma'soom, who are infallible. How about you? You take your fiqh from whom? Do you have any single ayah that proves that they are infallible? And by the way, the others, respected brothers, they have the four imam. They have the four imam. Abu Hanifa, Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Malik, and Shafi'i. If you go and look at their biography, you will find they are 100 years after Prophet. While our Imam, the first Imam, he was the cousin of the Prophet. He was the companion of the Prophet. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran in Surah Waqa'ah said, وَالسَّابِقُونَ السَّابِقُونَ أُولَٰئِكَ الْمُقَرَّبُونَ. Which means, and the foremost ones are the foremost ones. They are ones brought near to Allah. If I am following Imam Ali, if I am the Shia of the Ali, because Imam Ali was what? Near to the Prophet. While the other Imams, they were born after 100 years after the death of the Prophet. So we are taking our fiqh, our religion, from Ahlul Bayt who were what? Were with the Prophet. Imam Ali, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein alayhim salam. This is the second ayah. The third ayah. All of our Imams, they became shaheed. They became? While none of your Imam became shaheed, they passed away. They died by themselves. While Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says, وَفَضَّلَ اللَّهُ الْمُجَاهِدِينَ عَلَى الْقَاعِدِينَ أَجْرًا عَظِيمًا. Allah has preferred those who strive in the way of Allah over those who sit at home. All of our Ahlul Bayt are shaheed. But none of your Imam, with the whole respect, even they didn't receive any slap in the way of Allah. They didn't fight. But all of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, they became shaheed. So any of your Imam is shaheed? Any of your Imam is the ma'soom? Any of your Imam is close to the life of the prophets? Ayatollah Qara'ati says, Wallahi, if you bring one single ayah, I brought for you 3 ayah, right? if you bring for me the one single ayah that why you follow Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, I am announcing and I convert to the Ahl Tasannun. And please, and I am ready to come in your TV, Pakistan TV, and announce that I became the Sunni. Ayatollah Qarati says, when I finish my saying, all of the professors, Wahhabis professors, they opened their mouth and they couldn't say anything. Because they don't have the ayah of the Quran. So look how prove that the Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullah alayhi Allahumma salli, is the first successor, first Khalifa after the Prophet, obviously from the Quran. These three ayah is very famous ayahs. Most of the Muslims, they knew that these ayahs. إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا السابقون السابقون أولئك المقربون فضل الله المجاهدين على القاعدين أجرا عظيما. From these three ayah, these short ayahs, by the way, these short ayahs, we can prove that why we are Shia, why we are the follower Ahlul Bayt, why we love them, why we obey them. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's commands. Likewise, my dears, my dear youth, my respected youth, alhamdulillah, you are very famous in using the social media, my dear. Try your best, my dear, to spread these events through the Facebook, through the Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever, my dear. You can do it, my dear. Spread this message that our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma salli, has chosen Amirul Mu'mineen as a successor after himself. And by the way, may Allah have mercy upon our ulama, our scholars. They did a lot of the things. One of the ulama is Allama Amini rahmatullah alayhi. Allama Amini, his grave in the Najaf, I visited last year, his grave. He has the library, big library in the Najaf, close to the holy shrine of the Imam Ali alayhi salam. He wrote 13 volumes book. How many? 13 volumes books to prove the event of the Ghadir. And it is interesting, none of his sources is from the Shia sources. The reason he wrote this book, Al-Ghadir, unfortunately, I don't know it is translated in English or not, but maybe this is in Urdu, they translate in Urdu. The reason he published, he received a message from the others, scholars, that the Shia just claim about the event of the Ghadir. They don't have the source. That's why he spent 40 years to gather all of the narrations, all of the poetries, all of the history books, non-Shia sources, in the what? In his book, and he becomes 13 volumes. That's why our ulama says that after book of the Ghadir, no Muslim has any excuse to that Ghadir is not happened. Who denies the Ghadir? There is no any excuse. Because Allama Amini rahmatullah alayhi, from the first century till this century, he passed away 50 years ago. He gathered all of the events, all of the sources which talks about the Ghadir. Very great book, my dear. Al-Ghadir, Al-Ghadir. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us among of the true follower of the Imam of the Ghadir, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, ببركة الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد.